Hey guys, it's River and Igor. I just wanted to film a quick video because I just met with, I'm gonna take my glasses off so it's not so distracting. I just met with my trauma specialist or dissociative specialist, and it was a really insightful, please don't. It was a really insightful session. We talked about a few things, but in particular, we did some trauma work. So while doing the trauma work, I have one memory in particular where I think something happened. I don't know for sure. It's mostly a somatic knowledge that something happened. So I feel something happened. Like I feel it deep in my stomach, with fear, with anxiety, stuff like that. And during the session, I was like, I want to talk about this because I was looking into EDMR, rapid desensitization movement, I think it's called. Don't quote me on that. And she doesn't specialize in that, but she does brain stopping. But that doesn't sound right. Maybe tapping. I think it was brain tapping, stopping. I don't know. Basically, like I'll follow her finger with my eye while I process a memory, and will be observing my somatic reactions. So she told me she does that and she thinks it'll be helpful. But so it started off with me being like, so I have this one memory where I feel like something happened, but it's the only time that I know something happened. And we worked through that. So trigger warning, I'm going to give an overview of what kind of work we did and what we talked about. So if you're not ready to handle sexual abuse in childhood, there's no details, of course, but that was the focus of the session. So if you don't want to watch that, then please don't continue watching this. But we did that. And it started with, like I said, I was like, I have this one memory. I just want to, like, talk about it with you. And while doing that, I started getting these different thoughts and feelings, and she was asking me about them. So I had thoughts like, you're not ready to do this trauma work or know about this. I forgot to close my bathroom door, so I'm sorry. You're not ready to do the work to process this trauma. There was denial, there was fear in my stomach, there was somebody crying out that it did happen and saying what the abuser did to us. And we just kind of went over that. And I forgot the kind of questions she was asking. It literally just happened. I already forget most of it. I forgot the kind of questions she was asking, but we unpacked that more. And while we are unpacking that, she was like, do you see any, like, small parts of you? Like, what are they doing? And I could see a little or a middle. I think a middle. Like an alter who's about, like, 10 to 13. I think this alter was, like, 12. Who was crying in bed. And she's like, do you see anyone older around that altar? What's going on there? And I said, yeah, I feel like there's an adult there. I'm not sure who, like, I'm not sure how old they are or anything. And then we started talking about that more, and then I was like, now I'm getting, like, images of, like, being touched inappropriately. And she was like, oh, so, like, what's going on there? And I'm like, well, like, it feels, like, detached. Like, I feel like it's not like it's like a POV. It's not like I'm, like, watching it happen. It's not like I'm in the moment seeing it through my own eyeballs in the moment. And I'm like, yeah, I just feel someone or see someone, like, on the bed with them. I feel like I'm in my childhood bedroom. Sorry, my dog. And we're just, like, they're crying, and now they're, like, freezing, and now they're fawning. So they're crying, and, like, while they were crying, there was, like, this sense of, like, just, like, a blanket, like, a calming. Like, everything else went quiet, and all I could do was really hear or feel this emotion, this moment. And, Igor, please. And after that, we started unpacking that more, and then I'm like, yeah, he's like, this person is touching me inappropriately now. And then it went into, like, just wanting to do whatever the person who was touching me wanted me to do, like, not really, like, fawning in that sense, like that trauma response. And after that, I think it, like, went away from me And I had some insights because of her, and she told me, like, that's a memory. I thought this was, like, me going into the inner world and seeing that happen in the inner world, and she told me she didn't tell me for sure, but she said she thinks it's a memory. And I was like, whoa, I didn't realize those were memories. Like, not to sound like I'm not like, I break the tension a lot. So I'm like, this is very serious to me, but, I'm not gonna be crying talking about it. Like, but I was talking about, like, how I felt, like, in the moment. Like, I didn't realize that was a memory because it feels so detached, and it's like a glimpse. It's not like I thought a memory would be as real as, like, real life is, and I don't think that's the case. And it makes sense because, like, I was in my childhood bedroom. Like, I could, like, sense being there, and, like, there's certain things that I like the bed was in the same spot. I remember seeing that corner of the room. I remember, like, seeing where the door was, and the abuser being there. And I remember thinking, like, I was like, after she was like, I want, like, while she was talking, I was, like, checking in on those parts. And I was like, so did this happen? Like, was this happening before or after the abuse took place? And the crying in bed while my abuser was sitting on the bed with this altar was before the abuse happened. So I think it was, like, the altar heard him coming, and that's when he or she started crying, and the abuser came in to comfort, and then it turned into abuse. So that's what I think was the whole gist of the memory. And I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I just feel so detached from anything. It feels so removed from me. Like, I guess that it's not my memory. So it just doesn't feel like it was happening to me. It feels like I was watching a movie. And, like, logically, I know that I should be like, in crisis. I should be upset. I should be crying. I should be emotional. But, like, I'm not those things. And I look back to what my alters were saying, where you're not ready. And I wonder if what my therapist was telling me, that, you know, it might be what I like. From what my alter was telling, what my therapist was telling me, is what I'm thinking now. It's there's this trauma. There's more to it than just me and what I want. We're a system, and my parts, she called them the exile parts, might not be ready to unpack this trauma. Might not be ready to undress it. Not be ready to understand that it's in the past and come out of it to heal from it. They might not be there yet. So I asked, like, how do you get to the point that you can, like, heal from it? And she told me it starts off with, like, sitting with that emotion, like, that fear that it happened. Like, when I think about it happening, that emotion of fear that I have, or, like, that's, like, the main one I feel. But, like, that feeling in my gut, she said to sit with it and how the body keeps a score. And, like, validating and embracing those parts. And she said, like, often the trauma parts are the exile parts, she said, and they're usually deep within. Because I'm like, maybe, like, the reason I can't seem, because I talked about how, like, well, like, me and, like, my alters that I do know, like, we talk pretty frequently. Like, we haven't really had an in-depth conversation about the trauma or anything, but, like, I know them pretty well. What are you doing? I know them pretty well. Like, we talk, and, like, I can sense them, but these exile parts, as she put it, the traumatized parts, are very deep within, so they're harder to reach, right? And, sorry. And we're gonna, like, I meet with her again in 4 weeks, and we're gonna do the brain tapping, I don't remember, and unpack this more. And it feels weird to say that I do have memories of the trauma, because for so long I identified with not having those memories. And I don't really know how I feel about validating that this trauma did happen more and more. I'm sorry about the toilet. It feels it's hard to accept. I think, like, it's right, like, where it's like parts of me, like, I think parts of River is what I mean. Like, parts of myself accept that this trauma happened. Parts of me want to claim that it's all fake and I'm just making it all up. And I remember while I was having this, like, trauma memory, I was scared. I was like, is this what people talk about with therapists make up memories? Like, but of course, like, she wasn't, this was all self-guided. She was just on this journey with me. Like, I wasn't telling her anything. I guess the most she told me was that it's a memory and not me being in the inner world. But I should have known that because, like I said, my inner world, there's no room in my childhood home in my inner world. Not that I really know my inner world, but it looks nothing like my childhood home. So I don't see why I would have a memory of my childhood home. Like, I don't believe she is, like, implanting these memories in me. I'm like, my neck is, like, way the fuck up here because of my dog. So I look so weird, sorry. But it's not like it's not like I know she didn't plant these memories. And again, I might not have tangible memories, but I've always had this feeling, and that's what's always driven this for me, this trauma. So I just wanted to get these thoughts out there. It'd be really cool. I know a lot of people comment, but if you ever want to hear more about this stuff, please comment, because comment your support too, or how you processed your trauma, because I know I have my few viewers, and thank you for my regulars. Or if not, just let me know what you guys think. If you want to know anything more, I'm probably going to forget it as the day goes by, if I'm being honest. So if anyone comments quickly enough and I remember it before the day's over or before the week's over, I'll try to let you guys know. But I always end these videos accidentally because I just start closing them off without really planning to. So yeah, I think I was talking about how it's weird to accept that this trauma did happen and that those are my memories. And I'm so grateful that I am with a dissociative specialist now, because, like, little things, like she was talking about how these memories and unpacking them too quickly could make me fragment or make me split, and we don't want that. And it was just so nice to have, like, DID terms in therapy, and, like, my psychiatrist is so, like, he's so, for someone who's, like, specialized in mental health disorders, he seems so, like, apprehensive. Maybe he just doesn't believe I have it, but he seems so hesitant to comment or say anything about my DID stuff. He'll just, like, listen, like, can you give me feedback? Like, do you think I have it or not? I don't know. He is interested in me seeing a dissociative specialist, and he keeps talking about that. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like, he seems like competent. I don't see why he'd be so. I don't know. I need to talk to him about this because I don't know. I'm just saying things I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know a lot. So yeah, I'm hoping to get diagnosed soon, at least before summer next year. Like, not that there's a deadline to this, but, like, I don't know what more he really wants. Like, he never seems to ask me questions either. It's, like, all self-driven. It's, like, I don't know. It takes so long to get diagnosed with something now that I think about it. Like, it took me, like, 4 years to get diagnosed with BPD. So I'm hoping it doesn't take that long for DID, but we'll see. Yeah. Okay. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.